Happy Halloween! Whoa. Camera's over here. I bumped the camera right before my live stream. Happy Halloween, Austin. This is my Halloween costume. Too bad my goatee is sticking out from under here. We got our scythe. I have black gloves too, but I don't feel like wearing them right now. We got our... Ain't that cool? Light up little skull. If I can figure this thing out. There's like steady on. I don't know. I can't figure this thing out. It's really weird. It's got a mind of its own. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. This button's weird. Why ain't it staying on? Jeez. Well, anyways, happy Halloween. Hope all is well. Hope everyone is doing well. We're going to be playing some Halloween games on the Nintendo and sharing some ghost stories along the way. And we're going to start with The Addams Family, 1991. And, yeah. All right. Check out, we got a little Halloween graphics going up there. Credits are in the video description. And I'm just going to throw my scythe on here. Hope not to chop anyone. I don't know if I'm going to be wearing this mask the whole entire time. I don't know why the damn lights. There we go. It's doing its own thing. Oh man, now my nose is itchy. My allergies are really bad. So, I don't know why this damn thing doesn't stay lit. It's kind of driving me up the frickin' wall. I paid $25 damn for this damn thing. Anyways, happy Halloween, everyone. I'm on vacation this week. I gotta admit, I've been really lazy the past few days. I've done absolutely nothing except for, like, play video games and watch horror movies, because it's Halloween, and I'm on vacation, and I need a break, so... Yo, Dark Games and Comments, welcome in! Happy Halloween! And so, yeah, like I said, I'm off work this week. I wanted to get a Halloween live stream in. We finally got it in. I mentioned that on our last live stream. So, I won't be live streaming tomorrow, Halloween Day, because I, you know, pass out candy and or go trick-or-treating. Don't judge. And then I watch horror movies all night, starting with the original Night of the Living Dead. And then I go from there. And I've been watching all the classic horror movies this week. Been enjoying that. And yeah, but we're going to be sharing some ghost stories along the way. We're going to be playing pretty much probably just Nintendo games, because I got this multi-cart. I've streamed it before, over 800 games, but we're going to be doing just Halloween themed games for Halloween, and we're going to be throwing in some ghost stories in that along the way. So happy Halloween. Hope everyone is doing well. I don't know how long I'm going to be wearing this. I need my water. Alright. I don't know why this damn light ain't staying lit. It's driving me up the damn wall. I paid $25 damn. It just fucking blinks and then it stops. I have to keep hitting the damn button. It's driving me up the wall. What the hell's wrong with this thing? The heck? I don't know why it's doing that. It's driving me up the wall. Overpriced damn Halloween stores. Anyways. So yeah. We're going to get started with, I guess, a little bit of gameplay of this game. And then from there, we'll sprinkle in some ghost stories. Actually, why don't we just start with one of them? Because I actually wrote a list on the notepad. On my notepad here. Let's just bring that up. Where's that at? 2025. Oh, there it is. Ghost stories. Wow, that's really bright. Alright, so, excuse me. Alright, so, like I said, we're going to be a mix of video games and paranormal stories in this one, and, you know, I'm a very open-minded person, and I think any possibility, what, I don't know how to explain what happened. Some of these stories are going to be my own stories, stuff that happened to me. Other stories are going to be stuff that I've heard. I listen to this radio program called Coast to Coast AM. I absolutely love it. And they always do like a lot of paranormal themed radio talk. They'll do other stuff too. I mean, that's the great thing about the show is it goes from top topic. They might be talking about like frickin' supplemental health, which is honestly one of the more boring programs, but they might be talking about that one night, and then the next night they're going to be talking, they're having a Bigfoot researcher on. Or we talk on Halloween, they do Ghost to Ghost, where people call in with ghost stories. They do a whole variety. So I've listened to literally thousands of hours on this program. And I've heard all types of different guests on all kinds of different paranormal topics. And I've discovered a lot of awesome books through them. I like to read a lot. And I've read a ton of paranormal books through authors I've discovered on there, and I've even talked to quite a few of them on the radio program as well as a caller. That's another great thing. That's what makes Coast to Coast great. I mean, it's all about callers. You know, they drive the program, and yeah. So, anyways, but I just wanted to mention, but we're gonna be a mix of video games and paranormal stories in this live stream. And like I said, I'm very open-minded. Who knows what it could be, but yeah, I just ask that other people keep an open mind too. Like the only thing I don't tolerate is like someone who's like really just one side narrow-minded, and you know, we can agree to disagree on what this may be, but as long as we know we don't, you know, because I know it can be a touchy subject, but this is a Halloween stream, so if you don't like that topic, then you shouldn't be here anyways. But anyways, it's my favorite holiday, and absolutely love it. And so we're gonna do some Halloween stories and ghost stories and some Halloween games. We're gonna start with Adamson. Like I said, we're gonna just be doing Nintendo. We're gonna keep it 8-bit tonight, and I don't know why the stupid light on this damn costume. I don't know what is up with this, to be honest with you. It's driving me up the wall. Let me catch up on chat. You can promote myself on your Discord. I appreciate that, but I am so bad at multitasking. Like I struggle just trying to get a live stream ready. It's like I noticed I want 6 minutes from the time I hit start streaming to the time I actually stream because I just get so discombobulated and just flustered. I keep wanting to promote my own live streams on my own Facebook, even though I haven't been on there much, but I'm too lazy to do that. Hey Cam, welcome in. How are you doing? Oh man, let's see. Glad to see you streaming. Thank you. It's great to be here. I wanted to do a Halloween live stream. Ah. Oh my god, my nose is so itchy. Excuse me. You remember that show? Oh, you talking about Coast to Coast AM, the radio show? Yeah, it's still on. Art Bell, so yeah, he's the original host, and he's passed away, unfortunately, but George Norrie is doing a really good job, and you know, they have guest hosts as well. I pretty much, I like all the hosts from the show, to be honest with you, but Art Bell is my all-time favorite, though. But, yeah, he was so awesome. Oh, okay, is that what you're talking about that when you say, I remember the original guy passed away, right? Okay, is that what you're talking about, Art Bell? Yeah. And I actually got I was actually called in the very last Ghost to Ghost. Like I said, every Halloween they did Ghost to Ghost where they talked about Halloween stories. And I actually called in I actually got to tell Art my Halloween, my story I'll be sharing here. But I actually got to tell him on one of his actual last Ghost to Ghost one. But Art Bell was a legend. He was. He hated being called as, but he was. He was like the Stephen King of radio. Love Art Bell. And, you know, the show's still pretty damn good, but it's still, Art will always be my favorite, though. Ah, thank you. Alright. Are you talking about my microphone right here? Testing, 1, 2, 3. How's that? Can you hear me good? I know there ain't no game on, there isn't no video, the words are hard. There is currently not any music playing on the video game. We are going to get started with gameplay in a second. Let me know if you can hear me good. I appreciate that. Just let me know if you can hear me. But, so anyways, yeah, I love Coast to Coast. But anyways, so like I said, tonight's stream, it's going to be a mix of video games and ghost stories. Some of them stuff that I've heard. Some of my own very stuff I experienced. Perfect, thank you. And so, like I said, I just ask everyone to keep an open mind. And I'm always open to agree and to disagree, but yeah, we're going to get into some ghost stories here. And, you know, the funny thing is I have a very analytical mind. It's just the Virgo in me. I am, and it's like anything that paranormal, anything spooky that happened to me, I always look for the most logical explanation and stuff. That's the first thing I always look to, and I try to exhaust all possibilities. And honestly, 99% of the time, it could be explained easily in that 99%. And excuse me, I'm going to be eating my peppermints because I have an upset stomach. I don't know, eating too much junk food, but peppermints help calm my stomach, so I didn't even eat dinner yet because I'm going to order something. I think I'm going to just get some food delivery after my stream. So anyways, so yeah, I always try to look for the most logical explanation stuff, and honestly, I think 99%, same thing with when people say they see UFOs or whatever, I think 99% of the time it can honestly be explained by something real logical. But then it leaves that 1%. What if that 1% where you ruled out everything? What if just 1%, maybe one story out of 1,000 of UFOs were a UFO? Or one story out of 1,000 actually was an actual ghost? You can't dismiss all of them. And even if, just by statistics, even if 1 out of 1,000 were true, or an actual ghostly encounter, or a UFO encounter, or a Bigfoot encounter, whatever it may be, even if just one of those were true, that just opens up the world to a whole new thing. A whole new world of possibilities of what could be out there. I've experienced some crazy stuff, and, you know, a lot of times I'm always able to, oh, that's what that is, or this caused this to happen. Like, most of the time that's what it is. But I have had a few instances where things just cannot be explained. And so anyways, we're going to get started with some gameplay and a ghost story, and apologize for the technical difficulties with my mask. It lights up and then it's, I don't know why I have to keep hitting the button. It's really freaking annoying. I paid so much damn money for this crap yesterday. So, yeah, I got my list here. So we're going to get started with a topic called Black-Eyed Children. I wanted to talk about that. I like reading my Kindle a lot. And there's a book, I'm going to recommend some books throughout the stream. This book is called, you know, I think the other thing, Cam, I think the mic might be bad because I'm probably muffled talking through a mask. So that doesn't help. I forgot to do an audio check before the live stream because I'm stupid. So anyways, this book is called Darkness, or wait, let me make some books up. Well, the author's name is David Weatherly, and it's a book on black-eyed children. So if you just type in black-eyed children, David Weatherly, check out that book. That's pretty creepy. Thankfully, I've never experienced any, nor do I know anyone who've experienced a black-eyed kid phenomenon. I never want to. Thankfully, I've never experienced this. But supposedly, what happens in the black-eyed children phenomena is that often there's at least 2, sometimes 3 children that will knock on your door. Usually they're paired like early teens, maybe 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. They're wearing period clothes, real pasty skin. And the characteristic that eventually gets noticed is that the eyes are completely solid black, hence the name black-eyed kids or black-eyed children. And apparently what they do is they ask to come in. They said, "Can you let us in? Let us in. This won't take long." They speak very monotone. They seem to have one thing in purpose, and that is asking to get in. And people who encounter them often, like, a sixth sense comes to them where they just automatically feel like something's evil here, or something's off, or, you know, all the bells and whistles go off. And so yeah, this book by David Weatherly, it goes on a lot of like different stories that happen with these black-eyed kids. And I tell you what, this book is freaking creepy. I think one of the editors I was listening to an interview was saying something about like they had to like change editors or something because they were so freaked out. I think it was that book. It was one of the books that were mentioned. I read so much. But anyways, and speaking of books, I wanted to read a classic for the Halloween season, so I just finished reading Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I've never read it before. I finally read it, and I gotta say, I absolutely loved it. Like, it was a lot better than I thought I would like it. I mean, I figured I'd like it, but I really thoroughly enjoyed reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Absolutely great book. Great classic. I really enjoyed reading that one. Definitely recommend that one. But anyway, so the black-eyed children, yeah. There was this one guy who was bringing in groceries, right? And he was going back and forth, you know. He had this pit bull. This pit bull was real ferocious, right? And all of a sudden, after this guy had brought in another bag of groceries into his house, his pit bull comes running to the front door, you know, like, and then as soon as he gets about maybe 10 feet from the door, he all of a sudden curls up in a ball, tails tucked between the legs, run away whimpering because of something's at the door. The guy sees at the door these two children, these black-eyed kids I described. And they just kept saying over and over, is it food time? Let us in. This won't take long. Let us in. So tell me that ain't creepy. The security guard, he was behind a desk reading his magazines. Now, there's no way that anyone outside from the locked doors could view him reading magazines, but there he is. He's reading his magazines. He get these two kids coming, knocking on the door. Can you let us in? We just want to look at your magazines. That's what they said to him. Now, how would they even know he was looking at magazines? So it seems like the one common theme element among the black-eyed kids are wanting for permission to let you in, let us in. And another interesting thing about this book by David Weatherly, he goes into, you know, what could be the source of them. And I like that he's very open-minded. He considers different possibilities. Interdimensional beings, ghostly beings, demonic beings. And I'll tell you what, there is something saying for demonic beings, because the common theme in, you see, demons is they always, like, ask for permission. They have to ask for permission to gain entry. And that is a common element that you see with the black-eyed kids, where they're always like, let us in. Can you let us in? This won't take long. So there's a real common theme there, which is very interesting. Welcome in, Mr. Rock. How are you? Spooky J, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I promise we're going to get started with gameplay in a second. I just wanted to get I have a whole list of topics we're going to talk about, so I just want to at least get the first one started. Dibs on all the snacks and drinks. Oh, I'm taking it easy. I said I got upset belly. All I got are peppermint candies and water. So you got all my peppermint candy and water. Speaking of which, what is everyone's favorite Halloween candy? Mine was Kit Kats for a couple years, but I think that fell back to number 2, and now number 1 is Snickers. Back to Snickers again. I have to say Snickers are my favorite. Then Kit Kats number 2, and then number 3 Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Those are my top 3. So, yeah, but these black-eyed kids, last story I want to say about that, then we'll get started with gameplay, is there was one incident where permission was granted. So what happened was this mother, she had stopped at the convenience store, and she lived in a real small town, and, you know, she figured everything would be all right, you know, she'll leave her kid in there, lock the door, everything will be fine. And so she runs in to grab milk and a couple things from the store. Well, she gets back in her car, unlocks the door, looks in the mirror, see her kid's okay sitting back there, but she notices next to her kid is some other kid that wasn't there before. Typical description. He had the pasty-looking scale, period clothing, and she noticed the black eyes, solid black eyes. She screamed. She got out of her vehicle, and welcome in, Yoshi. My mask is not working properly. So she got out of the vehicle, and she goes and runs, gets her kid out, runs back into the store with her kid, leaves the doors open, freaks out. Finally, eventually, the cashier goes out, you know, to check, you know, what's going on. Goes out there. Of course, there's no one there. So the woman's so distraught, she calls her husband saying, you know, I need you. She doesn't tell him why. She just says, I need you to come here and get here. I can't drive right now. So he drives down there, right? She doesn't want to drive that vehicle. So anyways, he drives down there, calms him down, and he agrees. He takes the kid, or she takes the kid home, but she takes his vehicle, and she has her husband drive the car where this happened, where he let him in. So the mother's asking him, like, do you know this kid from school? She's like, no. And he's like, he just asked to play. He just asked to come over. I told him he can come over and play. So he actually granted permission. And so the weird thing is that this boy eventually went on to, he ended up getting really sick after that. And he was going through all these different illnesses. Just when the doctors thought it was one thing and that they diagnosed, all of a sudden the symptoms would change, and then all of a sudden they diagnosed something else. And this went on for a couple months. And it would all happen right after this, apparently this permission of allowing in this black-eyed kid. And the other weird thing is that the father, he was driving the vehicle home, he ended up crashing while trying to get the vehicle home. He reported smelling a really odd odor, and then like next thing you know, he blacked out and he crashed the vehicle. Thankfully, he wasn't injured seriously, but you know, what was that smell? And there's often been a report of like a sulfur type smell sometimes being left, or a real foul odor or something rotting odor is another common theme that you get with the black-eyed kids whenever they're apparently in your sighting. So, and usually they only visit people who's, usually when they're alone, usually one person at a time. So if you're at home and you hear a steady, that's how they knock, a very just slow, steady a knock. And you just watch. They'll be looking at you. Can you just let us in? Let us in. This won't take long. Make sure you look at their eyes. If you see the solid black eyes, you know you've been paid a visit by the black-eyed kids. Your best thing to do is lock the door and get the heck out of there. Just chilling. Awesome. My vacation is great. Welcome in, Alex. So, yeah, that's the black-eyed kid phenomenon. So, we're finally going to get started with some gameplay here. And this is the Addams Family for Nintendo. And like I said, we will be sprinkling in some paranormal stories as we go throughout the night. And let me know in chat, what is your favorite candy? Like I said, mine was Kit Kats for a couple years, but I like Snickers better now. They're my favorite. It's probably, yes, it's probably Mocking JYT coming for your candy. Oops. What happened there? Let's get through that. I think I did I don't know if I did a 10-minute Tuesday on this game before or not. I think I did. But don't ask me. Oh, that's just a cloud or something. Don't ask me what I'm doing. We're just gonna go through here and see what the hell happens. I have no idea what I'm doing. Ah. Oh my gosh, I can't jump right. Is there a time limit? There probably is. Oh my god, my nose is itchy. Oh, I have a lot of brain farts. Get ready for that. Longest time is Milky Way. Now I'll say butter. Oh, Butterfingers are great. Kevin McCaffrey, he was Home Alone. Oh my gosh, that's a good Halloween. That's a good Christmas movie. Home Alone. 8-bit greatness. Heck yeah, can never go wrong with 8-bit. So let me know. Ow, damn it! I forgot that thing does that. Stop it! I can't go in there. Stop hitting me. Let me know in chat though, what's your favorite candy? Like I said, I'm gonna say Snickers. And then Kit Kat number 2, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup number 3. How do I get past this thing? Damn it. I want those items. I probably should have done it off of him. That's like, I can't get up there now. I need life. I'm already almost dead. Oh, I thought I could jump on him. What the fudge? Oh, I think these things, you jump on them once and then they all fall. Gotta get orange. Free candy, anything tastes better. You got that right. Orange it is. My mask is not working. There we go. We also got a... Oh. We also got a scythe to go with our costume. And black gloves, but I'm not wearing the gloves right now. I don't know why the damn light don't stay on. It's really annoying. 25 bucks for that shit. Oh wait, is there another switch here? Oh, maybe there is. I can't see anything at all. It shook me up. No, that ain't another switch. I don't know what's wrong with this stupid thing. Reese is number 2. Nice. Check your text later. Will do. I have my phone on silent now. Just because it's a really loud ringtone when it goes off and I don't want to blast anybody's ear. Oh my gosh. All these wires. I don't know why this stupid thing ain't staying lit. It's driving me up the wall. You stolen your neighbor kid's candy yet? Not yet. That's tomorrow. Pop-Tart s'mores. Oh yeah, those are so good. No dibs, damn it. The s'mores ones are like one of my favorite, definitely. Ah! My God. This is horrible. Oh, wow. That stupid thing. Oh, I actually avoided that one. Damn it. Stop it. See how many times I got hit there from that stupid ball thing? Or whatever the hell they're throwing at me. Oh, yeah. Alright. We're doing a little better. Oh my God, my nose is so itchy. I gotta scratch my nose. A nice thing about this mask is it got the cushions in it, so like there's actually one of the things I factor into what mask I'll buy is something that has to, you have to be able to breathe good. And this one's really good for breathing. It's real easy. Oh, come on, I jumped on him. Jeez. I can't even get that. Jeez. Oh, does that work? Oh, that's weird. Alright. Okay, that worked. Alright, we're doing a little better. Let's see what's next on our next topic, too. In our paranormal discussions here. Yes, I had to make a list. Oh, they're a bat joke. And then we go on the shadow people. Let's talk about our bat joke. See if I can remember this. So this bat on Halloween goes home to its cave to sleep for the night. Sleeping upside down. Fresh blood all over it. All the other bat friends in the cave noticed. Wow, he sure must have had a really good meal. Where did he find such fresh... Looks like such fresh tasting blood. We want to have some of that. So they kept nagging. Where do I go? I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Oh my God. I think... Oh, there we go. So, anyways, he says, no, leave me alone. I'm not telling you where. I'm not telling you where I got all this blood. It's fine. They keep nagging him. He's like, all right, I'll tell you where the blood is. You must leave me alone. I'll tell you how I got this blood. You want a good meal? Follow me. So they all follow the bat out of the cave. They get to this spot many miles away. And they're like, all right, are you ready to hear the secret? They're like, yes, we want to know. Yes, they're eagerly waiting. They're hungry. He's like, Alright, and the bat says, do you see that tree over there? And you're like, yes, 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 yes. And he says, good, because I didn't. Get it? He smacked into the tree and got all bloody. It was his own blood. Yeah. Anyway, that's our corny Halloween show. Yes, the mask has a button or a switch. It has a button, but it ain't staying on. I don't know why. It's supposed to be steady on, and I don't know. Maybe the batteries are weak. I don't know. Tonight's egg shaving cream and toilet paper. That's right, it is. We call it Devil's Night here. Oh my god, yeah, I do remember when that costed more than gold. You couldn't even find it. They call that Devil's Night here, or night before Halloween. Alright, what do I do here? Oh, we've got some items. Ah! I'm trying to... Oh, wait. I don't want to go down, damn it. Oh, come on. How do I go back down? I went up too far. Hell. Are you fucking serious? What is with this game? There we go. My gosh. Driving me crazy. Put tape over the button. Yeah, I wonder if holding it... See if I'm gonna hold it down manually and see what it does. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna be struggling with tape all night, and then it's probably gonna end up sticking through. Oh, I have tape too. Oh look, I think it... I don't know. I wonder if the batteries are bad too. Do I have a time limit here? Oh, see, now it's blinking. I don't know. Oh, damn it, now I got an itch near my eyeball. Oh, God. Ow. Oh, my God, that was so itchy. Ah, they might be. Who knows? Fucking overpriced crap. Where do I go now? I guess I gotta go back, right? Ah! I don't know how to... Look, I'm already almost freaking dead. We're gonna be looking for our next Halloween game soon. Just FYI. Oh, then we gotta deal with that damn... Hey, we got that. We didn't get that before. That's good. I think we have to go in the house, don't we? Oh, yeah, maybe that's where the key is. After we get fucking... Alright. Go! How do I use the item? I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go. I seriously don't know. I'm missing something. I don't know how the hell to get into the fucking house. I don't know. I give up. Mechanic 31 Simulator. Oh my god. Just hit on a lot of Hollywood celebrities. They will probably ghost you eventually, and there's your story. Oh my god. Damn. Well, at least I have the house key. I don't know. I don't know where I'm supposed to frickin' go. I mean, that looks like the house there, but how do I... Oh, there we go. Oh, and the damn chandelier fell on me. Oops. And the spider got me. I'm already almost half dead. At least we got into the frickin' house. I think I did do a 10-minute Tuesday on this one. But I'm just doing horrible on it now. I just got in a house and my health is already up more than halfway gone. All right, next topic, Shadow People. So another book I want to talk about is a book by the author of Jason Offutt, Offutt, and a book is called Darkness Walks, The Shadow People Among Us. So almost some similar ways to the Black-Eyed Children in some respects, but other ways otherwise completely different. So the Shadow People are just like that. There's these creatures that go bump in the night that look like shadows. In some instances, they're described as being two-dimensional. I remember one paranormal investigator had said this story where they shined a flashlight on the wall, and the shadow actually almost peeled, almost as if it was like two-dimensional, like it was like a flat piece of paper. So, did you ever see a black shadow in the corner of your eyes? Could have sworn you seen something. They're known to lurk around corners and stuff and peek around. Sometimes they're often described as having like a fedora type of hat, or a tall, like a Dick Tracy kind of hat, or a tall hat. And then that's the one type, but he's also known as the Hat Man. And the other one has a cloak, more like kind of like I'm wearing a cloak, is more of a hooded type figure. In some instances, these shadow people, they've actually been known to have glowing red eyes. And, I don't know where I'm going here. Go upstairs. No, we go downstairs first. Can I go in here? And, oh. What? Hint. Search for a fiery entrance in the kitchen. Fiery entrance. My nose is itchy. Until Dawn, you would probably like. Ooh. I'll have to check that out. I like anything Halloween themed. Are you playing Gomez? You know what? I wasn't paying attention. Who am I, Gomez? I think I am. So, yeah, these shadow people, though, some people report seeing them when they're in a state of sleep paralysis. Some of them see them in daylight time. Usually there's no words, nothing spoken in most cases. But, oh, yeah, go back in there. Why did I... Ah! Ow! I'm already at one more hit, I'm dead. Oh, I didn't run. Oh my god. This is horrible. Literally, it starts you off with that damn rat taking a bite out of you. Oh, I hate games that are like that. The crappy hit detection. That's rough. Coast to Coast, yeah. So as I was saying earlier in the stream, a lot of the paranormal topics that I talk about, they talk about on that Coast to Coast. We were mentioning Coast to Coast earlier, and yeah, Shadow People is one of the topics that they talk about on there. And I found the book through there, The Darkness Walks, The Shadow People Among Us. That's the name of the book. The author is Jason Offutt. Awesome book. I talked to him a couple times on the radio on Coast to Coast, and So, yeah, the Shadow People, and the nice thing I like about Jason Offutt, he's real open-minded too. He explores all different possibilities of, what these Shadow People can be. There's different theories that they can have a demonic nature to them. They could be interdimensional. Some would suggest UFO abduction, even in the fairy realm. He keeps a real open mind, and just talks about what some different theories are, and let you decide. He just presents the facts. But it's a really good book. Darkness Walks, The Shadow People Among Us. The only warning I would give with that book is that it's the kind of book where you read a couple pages and then you want to like look over your shoulder because it's that creepy. It's a really freaky one. So really good book though. But yeah, so this one guy, he moved into this flat. This is in England. So it's not just an American phenomenon. This is Shadow People have known been happening all over the world. But he moved into this flat in England. Oh my god, these knives are driving me up the wall. He moved into this flat in England. And Jeez, these things are everywhere. Wow. This game's a pain. Ow. Jeez, where am I supposed to go? Oh my god, you know, I think I've about had it with this game. That's alright, we'll look for other Halloween themed games. So this guy rented us a flat, and he realized when he was watching TV, he noticed these shadows behind him, like, moving. And he thought it was a reflection off of, you know, his neighboring flat. He thought his neighbor was maybe messing with him, so he would get up to the TV, turn off the TV, crawl up to the TV, look at the screen, look behind him, trying to figure out. He kept doing this, going back and forth every night, figuring out where the heck is this lighting coming from. And so eventually he thought, oh, well, you know, he said maybe they're messing with the electric panel or something. He had to mess with that. And like, he kept doing all these things, but then he started to realize whenever he first moved in, he noticed that that same spot on the carpet, like whenever he kept going up to the TV to check to see, you know, what the shadow is, he said, I got to stop this or I'm going to wear out the carpet or something. And then he realized, wait a minute, this carpet was worn out in this same exact spot before I moved in here, which that made him think that the person who lived there before him was going through the same thing. So he must have been seeing these shadows. So he started looking at them more closely, and he started noticing one thing, that at first they started appearing behind the couch where he was sitting, and then eventually they were actually sitting next to him. And he could only see them in the reflection of the TV. And he said there was two on one side, one on the other, but the one was sort of poking the other one, sort of nudging him, almost like to do something. And yeah, so that's another crazy shadow person story. Who knows what they are, but they're often described as super black, blacker than the night that surrounds them, and a lot of people just feel this just pure evil radiating off of them. And it's almost like they're feeding off that negative energy that they create. And yeah, there's two different types. Like I said, the hooded type figure, and then there's the type with the bowler looking type of a hat, or a tall top hat. They're also known as Hat Man, that one. And this mask was making my nose itchy. But that's the shadow people phenomenon. And let's see what else we got here. We'll move on. We're just gonna do Halloween themed type games. So I know there's a bunch on here. Oh, Beetlejuice! I was just watching Beetlejuice today. That was one of the movies I was watching when I cleaned. Yeah, Dolo Yoshi, if you're still here, I finally did that cleaning that I kept saying I was gonna do, and I put it off. Finally did my cleaning today. So, but I wanted the DVD. I was organizing all my DVDs, and I put the I put Beetlejuice in. I was watching that while I was cleaning today. The original Beetlejuice movie. So, about the shadow people, though, let me move on to the next thing as we get started with Beetlejuice here. And I try to fix my leg because my leg was hurting. Ow! So I actually had my own shadow person encounter. And actually, let me just tell you back up really quick, the author of that book, Jason Offit, he talks about in interviews I've heard him saying he had that phenomena as well. He's seen them when he was a kid growing up. And this is before he even went to bed, so he was wide awake, and he would see them darting across the room. And he said, like, they didn't seem to have any interest in him, but almost like they were trying to get from point A to point B. But he's seen them too. But I seen one, and what happened in my experience is I woke up in a state of sleep paralysis. And sleep paralysis is a real documented phenomenon. It's basically where your body's still asleep, but your mind wakes up. And whenever we go to sleep at night and we dream, you know, there's something in our body that prevents us from moving our body while we're acting out our dreams. Otherwise, we'd get hurt pretty bad, you know? But sometimes that doesn't work for everyone because, you know, you have sleepwalkers. But for the most part, you know, there's a mechanism. Well, there's a rare phenomenon. It's a real thing. It's called sleep paralysis, where basically your body's still asleep, but your mind wakes up. So the only thing you can do is you can open your eyes and move your eyes around. That is all you can do. You cannot move anything else. Oh, that hurt. Maybe I have to kick it. That ain't working. Jeez, how many times I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I don't think I was supposed to go down there. Oh, my nose is so freaking itchy. So anyways, I forget where I left off, but I saw this hooded figure. I had sleep paralysis, and it happened to me. I could look around the room, and there, to the left of me, there was a hooded figure. Thankfully, mine did not have the glowing eyes variety. Thank God. But there was a hooded figure right to the left of me, and I tried to punch this thing. But of course, I couldn't because I was in a state of sleep paralysis and my arms couldn't move. But the weird thing is when I tried to hit this thing, what I could only best describe as my ghost arms, my astral arms, whatever, I actually took 2 pops for this thing. And when I made contact with it, it actually got like a cold static electricity feeling to it. And I came out of the sleep paralysis, the thing poof, disappeared, and I came out of the sleep paralysis with a scream. And so, I don't know what that was. Now, like I said, I try to look at, analyze any possibility, look for, and there's a sleep state, right, there's one right before sleep and right after sleep. I get the 2 mixed up. There's the hypnopompic and I forget the different terms. Basically, though, your mind is very you can very easily be persuaded. So you had something in your dream, or even just in your thought, you can very much see that in front of you. Like, it's almost like your dreams. You're dreaming, but you're still waking up in a sleep paralysis state. So you still may see weird stuff. So, I mean, there's always a possibility that shadow next to me could have just been something that I conjured in, like, a dream or something. Who knows? I don't know. Was it a demonic thing? Was it an interdimensional thing? Was it all just a crazy nightmare? I don't know, but a lot of the stuff that I had, what happened to me, I heard very familiar. Same thing happened to a lot of the other shadow people encounters that I've heard through the different interviews over the years. I don't know where. I tried to jump. This game is driving me up the wall. Screw it. Whatever, Beetlejuice. So who knows? But that's my shadow people story, and I don't know what that was, but I took a pop at that thing, and that thing never was next to my bed ever again. But I tell you what, just like on all the other typical stories, I could just feel the fear. I could feel the evil off of this thing, and I felt like it was like eating the fear that it was creating. Like, it was just crazy. And my room was pretty dark, but this was it was like blacker than black, like absolutely pitch black. Just imagine waking up, not being able to move your body, and only looking with your eyes, and seeing a black hooded figure hovering over you. Insane. And so that Coast to Coast program I'm talking about, I actually shared that story with Art Bell on the Ghost to Ghost story, and I got a wow out of him. But he loves a good spooky story. But yeah, I actually got to share that story with Art Bell on the radio, so that was cool. So we're gonna, I don't know, Devil World, I guess that's Halloween-y enough. We'll just see what this is like. Why not? This is like a Pac-Man. Oh, I guess you want the star or the crosses. I have no idea what. Oh, that's moving. That ain't good. Oh, I thought I got him. This is so weird. This is truly bizarre. Ow. This is a weird game. Ah! I didn't want to turn back in the same spot. How come I'm not eating those things? I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Ah! Up. I guess I had to do with those. This is a weird one. Oh man. Okay, next. Find any you're missing in games. Actually, I'm still missing. I don't know where the hell I put my original cart for my Super Nintendo Mario Kart. I don't know where the hell it is. I did not do my alternative job today. I decided I'm not doing it all week because last vacation I did so much of it and I hardly really got a break. And so this week I decided I'm only doing it on the weekends, but otherwise, yeah, I'm taking off the whole week. I've just been real lazy the last 3 days. And I've been doing nothing but playing video games and watching TV and scratching my nose. Alright, let's look for another. Oh, Frankenstein. Here we go. Like I said, I just read the original Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Awesome book. Really enjoyed that. And let's see what's next on our ghost story list. Okay, could be an author recommendation, so I should have typed this out ahead of time, but like I said, I can't organize it all. Rosemary Ellen Guiley. Look up, she has a ton of books. She's another guest that I've heard on the radio program Coast to Coast, and she has a whole variety of topics in the paranormal field. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us. She passed, oh gosh, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago, something like that. And she was a regular contributor on Coast to Coast AM. Unfortunately, I never did get the honor of getting to speak with her when she was on. They let callers call in and talk to different guests, but I never talked to her. But she has a lot of great books, and a lot of them are in the encyclopedia format. So she has like the encyclopedia, words are hard. The Encyclopedia of Ghosts and Spirits, the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft, the Encyclopedia of just a whole, she's quite a prolific author, a whole variety of topics. But she has other books too that are not just in the encyclopedia format. But yeah, so I wanted to recommend some, so as far as paranormal books, and the next story on our thing I wanted to talk about was the EVP that I got for our next paranormal story. And the name on that author was Rosemary Ellen Guiley. I think it's spelled like Guiley. Rosemary, one word, Rosemary Ellen Guiley. And like I said, quite a prolific author. A lot of good paranormal themed books. I have a couple of her books, but really good author. And she was also the editor of Fate magazine, which I never read, but I just know she was contributing to that a lot. But yeah, so my EVP. So if you ever heard of EVP, it stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenon. So there's this theory that if you have a tape recorder, whether it's digital or the old school tape and deck, let me know, by the way, if the okay. Yeah, let me know how the game volume is. I don't want it to be too loud. So yeah, apparently if you record, sometimes when you play back this tape, you'll hear a weird voice on the other end, that you have no idea how it got there. Sometimes you can ask questions, you'll get answers back. So you'll see on a lot of these ghost hunting shows, which are pretty much a crock, by the way, because they just want good ratings, so they're gonna make anything, it's all about money, gotta make the ratings good. But there's something called EVPs where, they might be like talking tape recorders, anyone here, and see what you got. Well, I actually got an EVP one time. Me, my mom, my sister, I forget who else was there. We were at this supposedly haunted tunnel called Corvette Tunnel, which supposedly back in the day there was a drag race there, and I guess the tunnel's only big enough for one car. It ran out of room, one person crashed and died. So I don't know, I can't verify that happening, but that's the name of the tunnel and the story behind it. So one night we go out there, And I have one of those voice-activated tape recorders, brand new tape. And we were sitting out there, and it was like 2 in the morning, and we were recording. And the weird thing is that we all heard this this engine noise, like almost like a muscle car, but not like it was racing, but like it was idling. You hear, it was just, and there were no cars around. So that was really bizarre. Although we didn't pick it up on the tape, but we all heard that. But the weird thing is after we got home, we were, I was playing, there's a lot of, I don't know, at least 45 minutes worth of audio. Is just listening, you know. You can hear the occasional train whistle in the way background, you know. So it picked up real good, the audio. But anyways, at some point on this video, on this audio tape, we clearly heard a voice saying, "Help me, help me, help me." It said "help me" 3 times. And nobody in the vehicle said that. I was the one holding the tape outside of the car like that. Nobody was around. Nobody was saying that from our vehicle. But there was clearly a voice on there saying, "Help me, help me, help me." And yeah, so that's my only time I captured a EVP voice. So I don't know what that was, but I don't know how you explain that one, but it really clearly said "help me." Creepy. So, what are we playing here again? I can't remember. Spider. Ooh, that's a creepy name for Halloween. I can't remember what game I just clicked on. I don't even know what this is. Oh, Frankenstein, that's right. Like, what the heck did I play again? Frankenstein. Man, I didn't even get to read that. It's gone through it so quick. Anybody else read the book, Frankenstein? Huh. It was Emily in the book. Interesting. Huh. How about that? Maybe this is true to this book, maybe. Because it is Emily's Frankenstein's wife. But yeah, really good. Really enjoyed the book, though. Ah, damn, that thing landed right on my frickin'... Stop jumping on me, damn you. Oh my gosh. This thing's pissing me off. My nose is frickin' itchy. Ugh. Oh my gosh, I swear. Oh, my nose! Excuse me. Didn't even know it was a book. Really? Oh my gosh, yeah. That's the original. I forget what year. Oh. Hey Google, what year did Mary Shelley write Frankenstein?
On the website study.com, they say, Mary Shelley wrote her first draft of Frankenstein in 1816 when she was just 18 years old. Besides a handful of letters and a travel narrative co-written with her husband, Frankenstein was Shelley's first work. It was initially published anonymously in 1818 and it received mixed reviews.
There we go. I absolutely loved the book. Absolutely loved it. Great story. Yep, we got Castlevania on here too. Yep, I consider that a good Halloween theme. We can do that if you want. Ah, because we're not lasting very long here on this Frankenstein, I can tell you that too. I'm doing horrible on this. Ah. I ran out of candy too. I've been so lazy the last 3 days. I was supposed to go food shopping. These things are pissing me off. I still haven't done that. I'm probably gonna go tomorrow afternoon. I'll do food shopping. Oh, I'm doing horrible on this thing. This is, wow. This is horrible. Trigger mode, I trigger your Google too. Yeah, oh my god, I remember I'm always triggering your Google, Mr. Rock. That's funny. We're done with this one. Oh my gosh, Frankenstein. Yeah, but if you like to read, definitely check out the original Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I absolutely love the book. My god, the conflict of the main character is actually named Frankenstein, and he creates a monster, which I guess kind of gets the same name, but he creates a creature, we'll just say. But, oh man, the conflict that character goes through, and what, oh, so cool. Great story, though. Really enjoyed that a lot. We'll do a little bit of Castlevania, and then Friday the 13th. I think Castlevania is on this cart, is it? No, it's on this cart, I think. Oh, yeah, we passed by it. Castlevania, there we go. Yep, that's a good Halloween theme one. And so while we transition to Castlevania, let me look up next on my list. I wrote a list of paranormal topics I'd like to talk about as we go along. Okay, so the next topic, we're going to do a couple Pennsylvania, my home state of Pennsylvania, and we're going to talk about that next. A couple things in Pennsylvania. One's a personal experience I had. The other one is something to do with the subject of cryptozoology. Does anybody feel familiar with cryptozoology? Cryptozoology is a study of so-called mythical creatures, sometimes things that are thought extinct or even more bizarre, weird creatures. And yeah, technically, I guess you could put Bigfoot in the category of cryptozoology. Chupacabra, have you ever heard that? Chupacabra, which is also the title of an episode of The Walking Dead, where Daryl goes looking for someone and something elusive, which I think was an appropriate title for the episode, Chupacabra. But anyways, Chupacabra means means bloodsucker. It's a more of a Mexican, Spanish type creature, and it almost looks like a dog with mange, but just, I don't know, really big teeth and mostly hairless, and apparently sucks the blood out of animals. And yeah, that's the Chupacabra. But that would be another example of cryptozoology. The Loch Ness Monster. That's another example of cryptozoology, which I don't believe. I mean, I don't think there really is any Loch Ness Monster, because I would think they would find something by now. I just know. That one's overrated, I think. But anyways, yeah, so local Pennsylvania creature, cryptozoology, is a creature I wanted to talk about, called the squonk. S-Q-U-O-N-K. So I was mentioning about the author of Darkness Walks as we watch a little demo play of Castlevania here in the background. I was mentioning about that author, Jason Offutt, talking about Darkness Walks, but he also wrote a book, which I'm in the middle of reading right now, where he goes by all 50 states of the United States, and he presents several different cryptozoological creatures from each state and gives a little backstory on them. So he's a real prolific author, really good author. I think it's called Chasing American Monsters, I think. I'm not 100% sure if that's the title of it, but yeah. So, like I said, go on Amazon, type it up, Jason Offutt, O-F-F-U-T-T. Great author, but he wrote a book on different creatures from each state. One of the ones from my state of Pennsylvania is called the squonk. Google that, and you'll see the image of what a squonk is. S-Q-U-O-N-K. I wonder if, sorry, Mr. Rock. Hey, Google, what is a squonk?
According to Wikipedia, the squonk is a mythical creature that is reputed to live in the hemlock forests of northern Pennsylvania in the United States. Johnstown, Pennsylvania celebrates the squonk at the Squonkapalooza in August.
There you go. So yeah, and so apparently this squonk creature is so upset with itself because it's so ugly that it'll actually cry really large puddles, because it cries all the time. One time, one of these squonks was allegedly captured and thrown into a burlap bag. But the person who thought he captured the squonk, by the time he got to where he was going, he tied that bag tight too. There were no holes in the bag, but the bag was really wet. There was nothing but a puddle left behind. So apparently the squonk creatures can disappear by drowning in their own misery and tears. That's the Pennsylvania squonk. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. This mask is making my nose really itchy. And my nose is hurting. And I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten hardly any all day. I'm going to actually order DoorDash or Uber Eats. I'm going to order one of them. I don't know. Whichever one has a better deal. But I'm actually going to order some food and get delivery after this. Because this is my lazy day number 3 in a row where I'm just doing nothing. I don't care. I'm lazy. Oh, this is kind of, I don't know. We'll be alright. We got this. Like I said, yeah, I'm on vacation this week. Just taking it easy. I worked my second job, my delivery job. I did that last Saturday and Sunday. Those are the best days to make money. And I'm going to be working again this Saturday and Sunday. But I decided I'm taking off Monday through Friday from both jobs. Because my last vacation in summertime, I worked 6 out of the 10 days I was off. I did my second job. And I just feel like I didn't even get a break, really. So I'm taking it easy this week. And like I said, I've got a little bit done each day. I did get my DVDs organized today. And I also got all my video game systems. I separated them. I had wires everywhere. I got all that all cleaned up really good. So I did at least get that done today. And yeah. And so I said, let's play some Nintendo. And I'm just starting to get hungry though now. Dibs on all the food. Yeah, I gotta figure out what to order. I'm gonna order when the stream's over, get some food. I don't know if I want a pizza or what. So as we start Castlevania, like I said, that was a Pennsylvania creature, the squonk, and I wanted to talk about another Pennsylvania story. Doesn't have to do with creatures, but it has to do with the paranormal experience that I personally experienced. I want to say the year was 2018, or actually, we're going to take a short break, actually, because I've been drinking so much water. We're going to go. But I'm going to tell you about an experience that I had. This is probably within the top 3 or 4 of all-time paranormal experiences I had. And the interesting thing about this story that I'm going to share with you is that there was actually physical evidence. We actually had evidence of what happened. There was actually something to back up what I was experiencing. And yeah, I'll explain what that means. But I'm going to share my Gettysburg experience. My sister and I took a trip to Gettysburg, I don't know, 2018, 2019, I'm sorry, I can't remember. Anyways, we stayed at the Farnsworth Inn, which is one of the most spooky places in Gettysburg, and look up the Farnsworth Inn, and yeah, we did a ghost tour thing, and we stayed at the hotel too, and also got to visit some of the battlefield of Gettysburg, and it was just I'd like to go back there. But I did have a paranormal experience, and I'm going to share that story when we come back from our break. And like I said, I actually had some, we'll just say we had some actual equipment to actually back up what I was experiencing. It was just really freaky. So I'm going to get to that Gettysburg story in just a moment, but we are going to take a time out, go grab some snacks, let the dog out, let the kitty out. If you do that with cats, I don't know. But grab a drink. And nachos. Oh, that actually sounds good. Mr. Rock got dibs on all the food, though, so whatever you get, you got to give him some, too. I don't know what I'm going to get. I got to figure out what to order. But anyways, we're going to take a break. When I come back, we're going to play a little bit of Castlevania. As much as I love this game, it's similar to Mega Man in that I love the game, but I won't, like, really dedicate a stream to it because I'm fucking horrible at the game. But anyways, alright, we're going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to tell you what happened, my Gettysburg paranormal moment, and we'll be back in a moment. And we're back. And I don't have my mask. I'm tired of wearing it. So I just got the hooded robe part on. Now I just look like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Anyways, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a great pre-Halloween, or maybe it is Halloween, wherever time zone, wherever you may be. Welcome back. We're going to get started now with some Castlevania requested by Asta Cheese Gaming. Just a little bit of gameplay, because like I said, I suck at this game really bad. It's a great game. Probably one of my favorite music. If you've seen that video, top 5. Look at that, perfect timing. Thank you, Stream Elements. My top 5 Nintendo tunes. Castlevania was number 1. And love it. A lot of the Castlevania games have great music. And for some reason, though, I always like the original of a lot of stuff. So I love the music in this game. That and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But yeah, check out the video for all those. So anyways, we're going to play some Castlevania. Like I said, we're going to talk about my Gettysburg experience next. So, and by the way, I actually didn't grab any food. So sorry, Mr. Rock. I'm going to wait till after my live stream, then order some DoorDash or Uber Eats or something. I don't know what I'm getting at. But I did grab a Mountain Dew. So, yeah. Probably not the best thing to drink this time of the night. I'll be up all night, but whatever. I've been up till 5 o'clock in the morning the last 3 nights anyways, playing GTA 5. So. Okay, so my Gettysburg story. So, as I was saying, my sister and I visited Gettysburg, stayed in the Farnsworth Inn. This Farnsworth Inn, it actually was controlled by both the Union and the Confederate at different times during the war. The attic, which we did not get to go in, was actually part of a sniper tower. The basement was part of a hospital and also a makeshift morgue. And yeah, supposedly there's a lot of haunted rooms in there. And there's actually bullet holes on the side of the... It's your drink. It's all yours. I owe you a Mountain Dew. This is the big 24-ounce one, so we could share it because I shouldn't be drinking this much. But there's actually bullet holes on the side of this Farnsworth Inn. So it's a really cool piece of history. Farnsworth Inn. And I'm not sure. There's maybe about a dozen rooms in there. I forget the name of the one room that supposedly is the most haunted. It takes like a year. You got to book in advance. Unfortunately, though, the room my sister and I got, it was supposedly the least haunted room. I mean, that was the only one we could get at the last minute. So I can't remember the name of the rooms. But anyways, we were just happy to stay there. There were no paranormal incidents in the room itself during our stay. However, the one weird vibe that I got is around where the bathroom was. I don't know how to describe it. There was just a weird energy I was feeling to that. And the weird thing is that, and a really neat idea, this hotel, they had notebooks on the nightstand. And guests can actually write about their paranormal, like, what happened during their stay. And, like, people will date it. And there's a whole thick notebook of what people wrote, what happened. Really cool idea, I think, especially for a supposedly haunted hotel. So the interesting thing is that as I was reading this book, before I even read the book, is when I felt that weird vibe with the bathroom. Well, almost half of the entries in this book mentioned about people having weird noises and just weird vibes they also felt coming from the bathroom area. So there's some kind of weird energy there. I definitely picked up on. I don't know. So it's weird. Almost half the people were commenting on that. But no actual spooky things. But like I said, I like to try to look for the logical things. And the one funny thing is that I decided to go for a walk through this hotel. I didn't plan for it to be exactly at 3 a.m., which is supposedly the witching hour and all that, but it just happened to work out exactly at 3 a.m. I took a walk through this hotel, and you can hear every little footstep. So I just wonder, though, how many people wrote in their little book the next morning, we heard a ghost walking through the hotel at 3 a.m. But meanwhile, it was me. So, I mean, you gotta look for consider the logical stuff. But anyways, yeah, I took a stroll through this haunted hotel at 3 in the morning. And I went down one level, down to the middle level, and it was so dark down there, I literally freaked out, and I turned around and went back to my room. It was so creepy. Would you do that? Let me know in chat. Would you do that? Would you do that, Mr. Rock? Would you do that, Alex? Would you actually walk through a alleged haunted hotel at 3 o'clock in the morning by yourself through the creepy hallways? I did. I got about halfway through downstairs, and then I did freak out. I tell you what, if I get that, I would love to stay there again, and I will definitely walk through the whole thing next time. I don't care. I'm doing it. But anyways, no paranormal experiences while during my walk. No paranormal experiences in the room other than those weird vibes that I felt in the room. However, they did a ghost tour. Two different types of ghost tours. One of them actually went up to the attic. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go to that one. That's where they used the sniper tower. We didn't get to go up to the attic, though. We weren't on that one. We were on the one that went to the basement, which was actually, you had to go outside the main building, open up the doors, you know, and crawl down the steps, and that was the basement. It was a makeshift morgue / hospital, and we got to tour there. Well, this is where my incident happened. One of the things they did on the ghost tour was they passed out items. All kinds of, like, really expensive, fancy stuff that supposedly can, you know, track energy spirits when they appear. There's K2 meters that detects electromagnetic changes. There's heat sensing cameras. There's all types of, I don't even know how half of it works. But anyways, so they were passing that stuff out for the people. There was about a dozen of us on the ghost tour. And the funny thing that the item that I went for, that I wanted to try out, of all things, I went for the low-tech item. I actually went for the dowsing rods. They actually had the copper dowsing rods. I always wanted to try those. Everyone else wanted like the fancy, expensive equipment. There's like $1,000 cameras and shit, and I went for the cheap dowsing rods because I always wanted to try those. I mean, I only got that one moment to mess with them, so I can't say they worked or not. I just didn't have enough, but I don't know. I should get my own. It was pretty cool, though. I always wanted to try those. But anyway, so you want to do it? You already done that at Fort Garry Hotel. Really? I'll have to look that one up. Fort Garry Hotel. Interesting. Yeah, I love reading about haunted places. Cool. Very cool. Did you have any paranormal experiences there? So what happened with mine is we were all in that basement. The tour guide was talking. I was in the front row. They had these long rows of benches, and I knew there was a bench behind me. Well, all of a sudden, I got I felt some kind of weird energy just go right through me. I got so dizzy and lightheaded. I felt something go through me. And I knew that if I continued standing, I would pass out. But I knew there was a bench behind me, so I just hurried up and sat down. And my sister was like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I just had this really big wave of dizziness." But right at the same exact moment that happened, everybody's equipment in the room went off. All the different things, the weird cameras and the different sensors, and like I said, there was so many different things. And everything went off at once, and the tour guide was asking, "Where are you picking the stuff up?" And everything pointed to exactly where I was standing. So I thought that was my Gettysburg experience on there. So I didn't see anything, but I definitely felt something there. So that's my Gettysburg paranormal moment. So maybe I just got dizzy. Could be. That happens once in a blue moon. But the fact that there was actual equipment, and who knows about if the equipment actually detects that kind of stuff. I mean, we can just do a whole debate on that. But the fact that there was different types of equipment and multiple different types of equipment going off and pointing towards me right when I got dizzy like that, yeah, that was, I don't care. I definitely felt something there. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't know what it was. I don't feel it was good or bad. It was something. I felt something there. So, yeah, that's my Gettysburg experience. And I would love to go back to a hotel. And there are other haunted hotels you could stay at, too. But we were at that. That's the Farnsworth Inn. And I didn't even try any EVPs. I should have. But, yeah. Really cool. Really cool building, though. And just the whole experience. Going to the battlefield on Gettysburg, though, it's just, my God. Anyone can feel that surreal energy when you get there. It's quite a thing to see. If you ever get a chance, visit the battlefield in Gettysburg. It's quite a surreal experience, to say the least. And there's a lot. I mean, there's the main battlefield, but there's areas all around Gettysburg. That was one of the things we did while we were there. We visited, oh, I can't remember the name of this bridge. Found out later it was actually a reconstructed bridge from the original, but it was a bridge where they actually hung different soldiers from. But again, this wasn't I found out the original bridge was destroyed years ago, neglect, and they built a similar one right next to it there. So, but yeah, so that was, yeah, it's cool though, checking out and all the different stuff there. That's my Gettysburg story, and let's finally get started with watching how bad I am at this game. Where are we at on time? Any no drop frames, that's good. Hour and a half, alright. And let me just look up the next topic. We'll play a little bit of this first, but I just want to see. So make sure, like I said, I have my where's that? Oh. Just want to make sure I wrote my list of things on here. Gettysburg. Oh, excuse me. So, last remaining subjects we'll talk about Bigfoot. We already kind of did get into that when we were talking about cryptozoology and UFOs and the tie-in between that. And then the weird light I saw in the sky, another personal experience. And then I had another ghost experience in a hotel room in Washington, D.C., which would probably be, this might be like in my top 3 most paranormal experiences ever. So, yeah, wait till we get to the Washington, D.C. story. That's coming up in a little bit. That was definitely frequent. I did mention it one time on a live stream, and but I want to analyze that one a little more, trying to look for the logical explanation. And that was just a whole real weird experience. I want to mention something whenever I worked in a nursing home, something on the lighter side, something with angels. Gosh, if you don't believe in angels, you hear this story. I mean, I know you have to be there to see there to believe it, but what an experience I had when I worked in a nursing home with angels. Like, wow. And then I also wanted to mention a premonition. Have you ever heard of premonition? Whenever you see something before it happens, or it could be in a dream, and then you see it. Or in my case, the premonition I'm going to talk about is I was wide awake and I had a visual come into my head, and it actually saved my dog's life. And we'll talk about that. And yeah, those are some of our paranormal experiences we were talking about. And but we're gonna next get into Bigfoot and UFOs. That's next on our topic on our Halloween special. I hope you're enjoying it, having a good pre-Halloween. Maybe it's Halloween where your time zone is, wherever you may be. Happy Halloween, happy pre-Halloween. And like I said, we're gonna be mixing some Halloween themed games with some Halloween themed stories throughout the night. And if you weren't here earlier, I was wearing my Halloween mask. I got tired of wearing it, but the damn light won't stay on it. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. We did it! How about that? Free extra money right there. I know where Bigfoot is. Just say he's here in Canada. He's part of the Winnipeg tribe, and yes, he is real. Interesting. I know there's a lot of, like I said, that Coast to Coast program I listen to. The whole variety of topics, including a lot of cryptozoology topics, and Bigfoot is one of the more popular subjects on the Coast to Coast. I don't think they talk about it as much as they used to in years past. Art Bell, I think, did a little bit more on it, I guess. But they still talk about it. They have really interesting guests. But, yeah, I know there's a lot of stories up in Canada. Because, like, especially, like, the Pacific Northwest in the U.S. and that, like, that's, like, the, and going into Canada, that's supposedly, like, I don't know. What about you, Mr. Rock? Have you heard a lot of the Bigfoot stories are in eastern part of Canada, western? I know you said, did you say, yeah, I thought you said Winnipeg. Winnebago tribe. Is that the western part of Canada? Now, me personally, I never, eh, I never had no experience with any Bigfoot. I mean, I guess I really haven't. I mean, you don't have to have a forest to technically see one, but you know, I don't know. I've never had any Bigfoot experience myself, but I do believe they are real. Um, Again, and I think a lot of times people's, oops, didn't mean to do that. People's Bigfoot experience, just like a lot of other paranormal type experience, can really, like I said, probably 99% of the time can be explained, but there's just a 1%, even if it just happens once. And the interesting thing with the Bigfoot, I don't know, I'm just standing there. That money literally just disappeared. Oh my gosh. Anyways, but yeah, some say that Bigfoot could be a flesh and blood type thing. You know, we all know bears exist in the wood, but how often do you see a bear skeleton in the wood, you know? So, I mean, you just never know. Some of the forest areas are just so wide, and who knows? But some say maybe it could be an interdimensional. Maybe it's here one moment, here it's not. And there's actually, I think, a lot of evidence behind that too. That would explain why you don't find a dead body that, or why they're there one moment and gone the next. Who knows? I've even heard they even third the alien theory. That's why I said there could be a tie-in with UFOs and Bigfoot. There's some that even say the Bigfoot could be a type of alien type creature. I mean, you know, anything's possible. What do I believe? I don't know. I think, if anything, it would be an interdimensional type thing, but, you know, maybe it is a physical thing while it's here, and then it goes somewhere else, so it could be both. It's physical while it's here. Who knows? Said, I've never had any Bigfoot experience, but I thought it was real another interesting author, Stan Gordon. He's actually, like, he only lives like one county over from me. Stan Gordon. He writes a lot of book on Pennsylvania paranormal stuff. And there was a wave of, in 72 it's into 73, before I was born, there was a wave of paranormal experiences in the Chestnut Ridge area, where there was, for almost a week or two, it was crazy. The amount of UFO sightings, Bigfoot sightings, creatures, and it was just a really interesting book. And there were a lot of tie-ins at that time where both the UFO and the Bigfoot were seen at the same time. And who knows, maybe it could be some kind of dimension opening up. But yeah, check it. Stan Gordon. Yeah, if you're really interesting author though. I really like him. And he actually spoke at a local library one time. I got to meet him. He's really cool. But yeah, I like him a lot. But who knows? But I've never seen a Bigfoot. I've never seen a UFO either. So, but I think they're real too. But I think 99% of the time they can be explained, and it's something logical, and just, you know, you can't automatically assume, oh my God, it's something from another world. And I think the government has stuff that I think they have stuff that you know, we don't know about. So who knows what type of stuff their craft are capable of. So, but even if just 1% of those is a real, true UFO, that says something. My mother had a really interesting UFO experience. And I know I hate to tell you a story of a story that you hear from someone, but it's like, I know my mom is going to be honest with me. She's seen something way before I was born, and it just moved, made no sound, took off just like that. And yeah, we didn't even have anything close to that in the military then, but who knows? But the only weird thing I seen was in the sky one time. I seen these weird lights. And I'm a little bit too far south for where the Aurora Borealis happens, but sometimes it happens in Northern Lights. But yeah, this was these three golden lights in the sky. It was in the wintertime, clear sky, and I seen these really high, I could tell it was really high up. And it was like these three golden lights, and they like were phasing in and out of intensity for about a minute, and then they slowly faded away. I don't know what that was. Something really weird with the atmosphere there. Was it some type of version of Northern Lights that I seen? There's a coke plant and the steel factories, you know, could have been something that reacting in the atmosphere. I, I don't know. It was bizarre. Something magnetic? I don't know. But, you know, I think there's some logical explanation to what those gold lights I seen. I just don't know what. I don't think there's anything paranormal about it or anything. But yeah, that was the only weird thing I ever seen in the sky. Just weird gold lights. There are a lot of them, and they're being hunted. That's why we can instantly say where they are. But yes, they do exist. Yeah, it's a shame. Why would you want to hunt? You know, that's seriously. And yeah, I met a few of them before. No way. Oh, but I love Bigfoot stories. Even like in my state, there's a lot of forests, especially like in the central part of my state. You know, really big forests and up in the Poconos and part of the Appalachias. If you're lucky enough, trusted enough, you can get to one of the colonies like Mr. Rock did one time. I tell you, I don't know if you ever listened to that Coast to Coast program, Mr. Rock, but you would like that. And I mean, I know there's some past shows like if you go on YouTube and just type in Coast to Coast AM and then type in a topic, Bigfoot, whatever, and you know they have a lot. I know there's a lot of clips saved on YouTube. So, but you know, awesome radio program though. But there's definitely something to it. All right. Sorry, I've been rambling on. We're getting this through some Halloween games. Let me just see what the next topic is, and we'll proceed with light. So, yeah, I just told you about the weird lights in the sky. So the only thing we got left is well, why don't we do the angel one story next, and then we'll do the orbs. We'll switch those two around. So angels in a nursing home. So when I worked in a nursing home, right? I worked in an Alzheimer's unit, and you know, most of the, well, I'm saying the most, half the patients, residents, as we call them, were wheelchair bound. Half, you know, half of them could walk, you know, slowly but surely. Some of them required a walker or whatnot. So anyways, we had this one lady, I mean, she was passing away, you know, we already knew that, which unfortunately is not uncommon. And so what happened was the lady that was, you know, slowly passing, she was in the bed, far end of the room, and her family did come visit later that night, but at the time what happened, there was no one else in the room. And so one of the residents, one of the ones who's able to walk, she comes walking by, and she looks at me, and she looks in the room, and then, oh, she gasped, and she goes, wow, and then she looks back in the room. Then she looks at me like she's seeing something in there. And I'm sure all you can see in this room is a very darkened room because so it wasn't bright. The curtains were drawn. This poor lady, you know, who's passing away. You know, just a real dark room. Far end of the room in the bed. That's all you see. But she's looking in there. Wow, this lady, this other resident that's walking by the room, standing in the doorway. And then she finally looks back at me and she goes, wow. Look at all those beautiful angels in there. So she was seeing angels in the room. Now, this resident that was walking, by the way, she had no idea that this lady was passing away, getting ready to pass away in her bed. Trust me, she had no idea. Okay? She had no idea, but yet she saw that. And that lady, sure enough, she did end up passing away later that night. And, I think, though, sometimes, in some cases, when you have that Alzheimer's dementia, there's still so much they don't know about that and the way it can affect the brain, you know? Who knows what it could open you up to? What kind of sight? I mean, yeah, you can argue, you know, it's a hallucination, it's psychological, but I mean, that was just... Oh, am I running out of time? I totally ran out of time. I forgot to pause it. Is that gonna... Oh, that freezes the timer. We're gonna need that. I'm like too busy rambling. I didn't even have it paused. But I'm just saying, though, that is a weird story. We gotta get our ass moving. Where's the time at? I'm just looking. I'm like skipping every. Oh, fuck it. I don't even care. Excuse me. I can't talk and play at the same time. Anyway, I'm done with that story anyways, but I just thought that was weird though. I think something with dementia, I really think it really does open the mind to something. And maybe there actually are people who don't have, aren't older, don't have dementia, that have that ability. I believe there are. But she saw something in that room, and I think, my own opinion, I think that, people, our loved ones that have gone before us, they'll come and take us when it's our time. I think that she was surrounded by her loved ones, and if they're coming off looking glowy, like they're glowing and have stuff, they get, I could certainly being described as angels, even though I believe actual angels are real as well. But she definitely saw something in that room, and like I said, she had no clue that this lady was gonna pass away. She had no idea, but she saw them angels in that room. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Yeah, ultimate hide and seek champion Bigfoot. That's right. Sought never found. Like, yeah, and there's a lot of Bigfoot reportings, not just from the U.S. and Canada, but I mean it's around the world. They call it the Yeti in the Asian countries. Who knows? I mean, look how much of the rainforest they haven't explored, and there's some species I'm sure we haven't identified. So if there are forests big enough, why can't there be unidentified species? Maybe it's some type of primate, maybe it's a slightly more evolved monkey. I mean, who knows? I'm doing horrible on this game. My whip's all tiny. That's what she said. Wall mate. That's my nursing home story. I tell you what, that nursing home I worked in for a number of years, I wasn't the only one who, damn it, had paranormal experience in there. I swear, that was haunted. It definitely was. Oh my gosh, these things are everywhere. I mean, you gotta think a place like a nursing home, a hospital. Those places tend to be more haunted. And then, we're talking about all spirits and all that, but, I think there could be negative ones just as well as positive ones. And, yeah, some places you'll see the negative ones hanging out, where people are in a weakened state. Think like bars, casino, gambling, anything like that. That's why you gotta get that negative energy, keep it away. It's all about duality, yin and yang. Boom. Need the wall meat. Yeah, a wall meat command, definitely. I know, I'm going through it way too fast. It has a Bigfoot silhouette and says hide and seek champ. Nice, I like that. Oh, speaking of Bigfoot, where's that at? I have a Bigfoot item. Where the hell did I put that? Where's it down here? There it is. I got this for Christmas, I think, last year. Look, it's Bigfoot. But it's actually a multi-tool, so check that out. It got, I guess there's like a mini screwdriver here. There's a bottle opener there. There's a little blade in there. There's a little measuring device. There's different wrench size sockets. a can opener. Yeah, and it's shaped like a Bigfoot. Ain't that cool? I forget how many tools it got in one, but yeah, I got a lot of cool tools in that. Shaped like Bigfoot. Speaking of Bigfoot, there we go. I think that was Christmas last year I got that. We're approaching the final part of the stream. Play a little bit more. And let me just go over my list of what else we got left. We pretty much want, the only thing we got left is the orb in my room in DC, my premonition, and I'm debating on whether or not to do the last story or not, because it's bad. Anyways, so the next story we're going to talk about is we're going to actually change it up a little. So we're just doing a little bit of Halloween games. So the orb in my room in DC we'll talk about as we look up our next. Oh, is this one we? I think we went through this list before. Yeah, let's switch to the other folder. There's two different folders on here. Why don't we just, you know what? Why don't we even skip some letters too? Because I mean, honestly, I'm sure you can find a lot of Halloween games, but we're just doing random ones. I don't want to stick to like the same few letters or something. We need to do a Wheel of Fortune live stream, you know? That's our classic go-to. We haven't done... Wow, we went through that list already. We haven't done that in a while. Oh yeah, so our next story we're going to talk about as we look for a game. I don't know. Maybe we should try the other card. Anyways, it's my orb story. I went to Washington D.C. Washington D.C. I went there in 2011, December 2011. I took a Greyhound round trip. It was only $44 round trip. Tell me that is not insane. To DC and back. I stayed there for a few days because, well, I went there for a concert, but I decided I wanted to stay for my favorite artist, Tori Amos. She wasn't coming to Pittsburgh again, so I said I'm going to travel this year. So I was either going to go to Philadelphia or DC. I picked DC. There's a lot of museums in that there, so I wanted to check it out. So I stayed for 3 nights. I stayed a little extra because, oh yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. Thank you, Mr. Rock. I did say I wanted to do that one. You're right. Thank you. So I think it was a couple years ago we did the oh, actually there's another game I want to do too. It was a couple years ago I did we're gonna play it after this one. I know it has to be on here. Is Friday the 13th. And I was that, and yeah, people don't realize that, yeah, you actually can complete the game. And I was so close. So close. I watched a video, I studied it, I was doing so good, and I lost right at the end. I was so close to beating the game. Let's check. See, there's 2 different cards. So I want to do Friday the 13th a little bit too. And what's your favorite horror villain? Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger. Who's your favorite? Mine is Michael Myers. I love Halloween movies. Alright, Night. There it is. Nightmare on Elm Street. You got it. So I figure it's game number 264. Nightmare on Elm Street. And then hopefully if I remind me, we're gonna do Friday the 13th after, Friday the 13th after this. That's another one of my favorite games. I'm not as familiar with this game as I am with the Friday 13th, but that's actually pretty cool looking graphics actually for 8-bit. That's pretty cool. So I went to DC for an extra few days so I can check out some of the museums and stuff like that. And so my last night there, I don't know if I should mention I guess I can mention it. One of the spots I visited while I was there was in Georgetown, which is right next to DC, and I visited the Exorcist steps. So if you ever seen the movie The Exorcist, where in the part in the movie where the priest goes flying out the window and he's dead at the bottom of the stairs, I visited the Exorcist steps. And I had someone take a picture of me laying upside down on the steps too. And another interesting thing, I was at the National Museum of Crime and Punishment. Great museum. Not a part of the Smithsonian, but a really cool museum. They had John Gacy, the clown killer, one of his original makeup kits. They had the first electric chair ever used. They had some wide Earps guns, and they just had an awesome collection of stuff. They had the car that Bonnie and Clyde with all the bullet holes in it that they were killed in, which last I heard, I think it's currently, most of the time, it seems like it's in Vegas. You can see it on display there, but it was in DC at the National Museum of Crime and Punishment. I was there. So I got to see Bonnie and Clyde's car. That was cool. And also the car that was in the lobby, another one that travels around a lot, but Ted Bundy's Volkswagen buggy. I actually touched his car. I don't know if that has to do with what happened in my hotel room, just saying. But anyways, yeah, that was a really cool hotel. That was a cool museum. That was probably my second favorite museum. My first favorite museum, though, was definitely the National Museum of Air and Space. That was awesome. And that was part of Smithsonian, so it's free. That's so cool. And I went to the National Archives. I got to see, like, the Declaration of Independence and all that. You know, you go in that big room. It was so cool. So I had a great time. That was my first time traveling anywhere by myself. And I was worried. I don't know if I would like it, but I ended up loving it. So yeah, I did quite a lot while I was there. I checked out a lot of the museums and that. And I still didn't even get to see it all, and I was there 3 days. I do like horror films. My mom was in. She did do a few B-rated. Are you serious? That's awesome. I love the old classic horror movies, like the old black and white ones, especially Vincent Price. And I love the classics. The original, I actually, wait, you said I was in the original Bonnie and Clyde car when are you freaking serious? Oh my God, wow. What's World of Wheels? I'm not familiar with that. That's pretty cool though. So anyway, yeah, this orb story we're going to talk about, and we'll get some gameplay, I promise, in a moment. So what happened was, in my room in DC, it was my last night there, and I was watching The Big Bang Theory, a comedy that I like, on the TV. They did like a little marathon for 2 hours. I had just finished up, so it was just after 11 o'clock. And then I put the channel on the local news. Sometimes I like to watch the local news if I'm visiting a different city. Just it's interesting to see other cities' local news. So I had that on, but I really wasn't paying attention to it. I was going over in my head, okay, what time do I got to wake up tomorrow? I'm going to set the alarm for this time. I'm going to get a shower, run across the street, get a coffee. My bus comes at that. So I was going through my head what time I had to wake up and all that. And all of a sudden, I heard this weird noise in the room. But it was real faint, and I could not figure out where it was coming from. I checked my phone. Nope. Turned off the TV. Wasn't coming out. Checked the alarm clock. Everything. I could not pinpoint. It was so weird. It went on for about 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, what happened next was, I'm sitting up in the bed, by the way, where this is going on. The TV I had turned off because I was trying to figure out the sound. And then all of a sudden what happened next was, you know how they say a room will get colder when a ghost comes? Well, the room actually didn't get colder. It actually got warmer. But not uncomfortable. It was just like a degree. Just enough to notice, like, you can feel just a slight warmness. And also, all the hairs in my body literally went up at once. If you ever pulled something out of the dryer, if you didn't use one of those static electricity sheets, and you know how your clothes got that electric charge? Well, it literally, I could feel that all over my whole body at once. It was so bizarre. Like, the energy changed in there. Felt that for about 30 seconds. Then after that, there I am laying in bed, at the end of my bed, right at the end of my bed, probably about 6 feet from me. This orb all of a sudden materializes out of nowhere, about a little bigger than a ping pong, smaller than a tennis ball. And it's a really bright white color with a little bit of blue, but mostly white. Very bright. And it just materializes out of nowhere, and it's floating along there. It's floating along, and that weird sound was still going on, the static, everything. And it just floats along for maybe about 5-6 seconds, and then it goes right into the wall next to the microwave. It just disappeared into the wall, just glided right into it. And as soon as it went into the wall, you could feel everything go right back to normal. That weird noise stopped. That the temperature went back to normal. The hairs went back down. Everything, you could tell whatever's there, it was gone. What was that? I think one of the most weirdest things, and I know I didn't mention this last time when I mentioned it, the weirdest thing about it was the light that it was giving off. Although it was really bright, it was not actually shining a light onto the wall it was near, or near the TV stand that it was near. Like the light, like, you know, if you have a bright bulb, you see the light shining on the dark part of the wall and all that. The weird thing was, like, all the light was actually contained within the light. Even as it faded into even as it disappeared into the wall, there was no bright light around the wall like it was shining light onto the wall. All the light was contained within it. It was just absolutely bizarre. I know some people suggested ball lightning, so I try to consider that. I watch videos of ball lightning on YouTube. I don't think it's ball lightning for a number of reasons. Number one, ball lightning is really hot, just like lightning. It will burn things. This thing that was in my room went into the wall, did not leave a single mark on the wall where it clearly melded right into the wall there. Nothing on the wall. I even got up and looked at the wall right after it touched it. Not warm, nothing. Just absolutely a regular wall. It was overcast that day. There was light rain when I was down there. It was early first week of December. It's certainly not uncommon to have a thunderstorm, you know, rumble here and there in Washington, D.C. that time of the year. It was about the low to mid 60s. So even though I didn't hear any thunderstorms in that, but not, you know, out of the realm of possibility. But I still don't think it was the ball lightning, especially because that light was contained within the orb itself. And there was no scorch mark when it went into the wall. So, I don't know. It's just absolutely one of the most weirdest experiences I've ever had, though. And right as it went into the wall, I literally said out loud, I said, "I see you." Even though I really felt this thing was gone, because I felt everything leave, but I actually said that out loud, and then I went to bed after that. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, though. So that's my paranormal experience in Washington, D.C. And, yep, story time. I don't even remember all my, commands. Alright, so Nightmare, or, yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. Get to hit that twice. Damn snake, jeez! It'd be better if I just try to jump over them. The building I work in, too, in my city, it's over 100-year-old building. Can I go up there? Ah! Jeez. I swear. I'm trying to... I know I can go up there, can't I? Fuck it. I don't know. I'm like almost dead. I'm going too fast. Those damn bats. There's so many of them. Oh my gosh. The frickin' bats are pissing me off. I swear. Oh my god. They're so annoying. They're a nightmare, alright. Yeah, got that guy. Wow, those things are annoying. But I heard footsteps one time. Oh, what's that? Oh, don't you go in like the dream mode and then the... Yeah, now we're in nightmare mode, I think, right? Ain't that cool? I love the colors. That's pretty cool. Ah! Jeez. I need a weapon. I hit that one 3 times. Oh my gosh. This game is like, not for me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Rock. I know you requested this game. Sorry you're seeing such a horrible performance. By the way, Mr. Rock, I was not in your live stream last night. I seen you on, but the live stream before that, I was actually lurking in that one and dropped a like, but I didn't comment because I was doing computer stuff then. Great to see you live streaming a lot though, Mr. Rock. Hope to continue to see that. Alex, are you gonna be doing any holiday live streams like you usually do again this year? How do I get in this building? It's at Elm Street High. I know there's a way you can get in there. I think there is. Anybody familiar with this game? I don't know. I'm doing horrible on it though. Not even a timer, is there? I'll take it fast. Yeah, you got the Walmart emotes in there, nice. Definitely did a Walmart one. But I don't play stream Castlevania, really. Alright, let me just go over see what we got left on our stories. So I only got one, possibly two left. The next one is the Premonition. So, and I don't know how this is another one of those ones where I came and looked for a logical explanation to it because, oh crap, what's going on here? I get like one hit. That's it. Oh, that's him, the head honcho. Damn. So the Premonition, this is another one. Ow. Another story I definitely cannot... Oh god, I got him there. Cannot explain. No explanation. So, you remember my dog Midnight. May she rest in peace. Such a sweetheart. Lived at just shy of 18 years old. Nice, long, healthy life. Well, what happened? This story takes place when she was maybe only about 3 years old or so. So I was walking her on one of those flexi leashes. You know those leashes that, oh my gosh. He is tough. You know those leashes that extend out like 10, 15 feet or so? So I was, which those are bad leashes, but that's a whole nother topic. Oh, gosh. So anyways, I was walking her on one of those. And I was at the end of my street where the yard's at the end of the street. There really isn't really much of a yard, so it's just a really sharp turn, and then that's where the street continues. And so this is, I don't know if it was, I think it was just after sunset. There's a little bit light out, but it's starting to get dark. And so anyways, I'm walking, oh wow, I walked right into that one. I can't. Let's jump to, we'll continue this story, and let's jump to the other one I want to do. I don't know which card it's on. LMO. There it is. So yeah, so I'm walking her, leash extended, and all of a sudden I get this visual in my head where in my mind's eye, like clearly from looking at my computer monitor, I just seen it so clearly in my mind. I seen her, you know, extended with the leash, and I seen a car come flying around the corner and literally just about to run her. She was right under by the front tire, right where we're about to run her over. And then just like that, the vision ended. But the weird thing about it was like maybe a second and a half of a vision, but it was almost like it was compressed into like maybe a quarter of a second. It's just so weird. Even though I saw it in real time, but I don't know, it was weird. But anyways, as soon as that happened, even though I didn't hear no car, didn't see no headlights, nothing, as soon as I seen that, so vividly, I hurry up and I pulled Midnight to me. As soon as I pulled her to me, Didn't even hear it. Didn't see nothing. A car came flying around the corner. Really, would have either ran her over and seriously injured her or killed her. Yeah. So I don't know what that was about, but yeah, that's some quantum entanglement. There's spooky action at a distance. I don't know. I don't know where something like that come from. I do believe there are other dimensions, as is being proved in quantum physics, and who knows how time operates on these other dimensions. Maybe we're multi-dimensional beings. Part of us exists in another dimension. There's no such time there. Maybe there's some kind of weird loop where time travel might sound linear to us, but in some other dimension, there is no time, so everything happens at once. I don't know. So our physical brains can't comprehend it. It's definitely out of our way of comprehending it, but who knows? Maybe I got some message to myself. I don't know what that was, but I'm telling you, I saw that vision so vividly in my eye, and I just immediately pulled her to me, and that car came flying around the corner. And that's actually not the first time that's happened to me. That's happened with other situations too, but the weird thing is most of the time it's mundane shit. Like, just, I don't know, but once in a while it's something, could be life-changing like that, and that was definitely a weird one. So said she was only like 3 years old at that time. So crazy. Yeah, I needed a break tonight. 3 straight days of live stream WWF SmackDown 2. You're rolling, it's got it done. Hell yeah. Like to see you streaming out there. That's cool. Got one from a recent AA meeting. Glad that's going good for you, Alex. And let me check the list because I think there's I think we got them all. All right, the yellow one was the one I was debating whether or not to share. I guess we can share it, and we'll do. This will be the last game of the evening. How long have we been streaming, anyways? Where's the time? Why is this so different? Oh, why is that blocking that now? Oh my gosh. All right, can we take this screen down? We're done with this. There we go. That was all blocked there. We've been streaming 2 hours and 15 minutes. Cool. We're gonna end the live stream in just a short bit. We're gonna have our last story and last game of the live stream. Cool. Streaming for 2 hours and 15 minutes. 0 drop frames. Heck yeah, knock on wood. Streaming at approximately between 9 and 10,500 kilobytes per second. And CPU percentage, 9.4%. 60 frames per second. Everything's looking good. All right. There's all the text specs there. Oh yeah, don't we have a command for that? You know what I think we're going to do, though, before we do our last game and last stream? We're going to take another short break. Sorry. What's that command? Excuse me. Do you remember it, Alex? I can't remember. EQ. I can't even spell. My command for my my PC specs. Or maybe, I think it's PC, ain't it? I think that's it. I think that might be it. There it is. Yeah, is it true they're gonna stop updating Windows 10? What the hell? I don't want to change. It says my computer's upgradable to Windows 11. I just hate to change anything though. Yes, I don't have a gaming computer, as you can see from the specs there, because I don't have a dedicated graphics card. I didn't buy it for gaming. I bought it as a dedicated streaming device, and my computer does that just perfectly. Those are the specs. But anyways, we are going to... I don't know why I can't type in my chat on OBS. It's so fucking annoying. We are going to take one more short break, and we're going to play our final game of the evening, Friday the 13th, and I'm going to share my final story, which is the one I was kind of debating whether or not to tell, because I did something bad, but I'll take credit for it. I'll take the punishment for it. I got a crazy story. The last Halloween story will be coming up, and it's called coincidence. It may be, but wow. I will definitely have to change names in the story to protect those in there, but I had a real crazy story. Um, so the grandma passed away and finds out she ended up having a huge fight with her husband that morning. Went to a coffee shop that morning. At the shop, she gets to talk to another guy. He took some coffee drink her grandmother mentioned and pastry. She said, "Hey, let me buy that." I think that's what you're writing. She said, "Hey, let me buy that for you." Waiting for the rest. I'll let you type that out actually while we go on our break. We're going to take a short break, and like I said, we'll come back. We'll play our final game Friday the 13th, and I'm going to share my last story for you, and let's just say it had to do with me cursing someone, and yeah, crazy shit. And we'll do that on the conclusion of our break, and yeah, where the heck the pause button? All right, we'll be back in a moment. And we're back. By the way, I forgot to mention after the last break, I want to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to my friend Mark, who I don't know if he's still watching, but I checked my phone because I have it on silent when I'm streaming because my ringer's really loud and I don't want to hurt anyone's ears. But shout out to my friend Mark. He texted me before. He said I should be defending my house on this Devil's Night instead of live streaming. Good point. Haven't had anything happen in a while, but oh boy. Now I'm gonna be paranoid all night. Thanks a lot, Mark. Shout out to Mark. And also shout out to Alex, Attitude Gaming. I like the picture you sent me of your orange jumpsuit. That very cool work picture. That was awesome. Very cool. And yeah, thank you for the music. I forgot about that one too. I've been practicing my guitar a little bit lately too, believe it or not. So how about that? So I've been slowly getting back into some basic chords. Okay, hope I didn't miss any messages. So it's a message from God saying, I had to continue your story. Let me buy that for you. It was a message from God saying, hey, angels are here. Now she believes in angels and didn't drink over the sadness she get about her grandma passing, who really was close to. That's awesome. There definitely are angels. And I know like that little one story I shared tonight in a nursing home. It could be angels. I think it was maybe more so her loved ones. Maybe it could be both angels and her loved ones. But yeah, I've heard a lot of stories on that Coast to Coast program I listened to where the angels have really saved some people. You know, I mean, yeah, you know, you might think that stereotypical look of an angel is someone with wings, but you know, sometimes they could be disguised as people, and you know, it's the people who like I've heard some crazy stories about people who've, you know, been saved in a whole number of different situations by ordinary looking people who were said no, we never seen anyone like that. That person don't exist, you know. It's like they just existed for that person for that moment. I think there's gonna be angel encounters. They have life altering stories for some people with that. So definitely believe that. Without a doubt. I believe there's negative entities out there, so why can't there be positive ones too? Like I said, it's all about duality. It's yin and yang. It really is. You can't know light without dark. You can't know happy without sad. You don't have anything compared to. It's all about duality. That yin yang thing is a real thing. And speaking of crazy stuff, I think I got like bit by a spider. I got like this thing growing in my neck. And so I might transform into a spider during a live stream. So I don't know what the hell's going on there, but it's itchy and it's I don't know where the hell it came from, but I might have baby spiders crawling out of my neck in a little bit, so just warning you on that. We haven't seen that command in a while, the spider command. Yes, very good story, Alex. Mind you, she has struggled with the concept of a higher power than God, word almost frank recently, but instead the grandma who did believe all her life was her staunch Christian believer. Really interesting, and you hear that a lot also, like on the, like I was saying on Coast to Coast when people call it their ghost stories, like how it's interesting how some people's mind will change based upon an experience they had on their belief system, and some just solidify it more. It just it really runs the spectrum. So I love about Coast to Coast. You get a whole variety of ghost stories and beliefs and all that. She never would have left and meant this. Yeah, it was like their grandma was sitting there at the coffee shop having breakfast with her. Huh, I love it. Yeah, you know, and that's the other thing. I definitely believe that our loved ones, you know, I think they're probably more in our lives than we realize. We're so, I don't know, we outgrow it. We learn we're forced to outgrow it because we get told when we're kids that it's our imagination or whatnot, and that sometimes, yeah, maybe it is, but I really do believe that our loved ones really are there a lot of times. And you just gotta look for the signs. And when you have an experience, when you know, and you know you don't need to prove it to anyone because you know it was your own experience and you know it's real when it happens. I've definitely had some. I shared some of my paranormal stories, but that's not even the half of it. But I was trying to go with the more mostly Halloween themed stories, but yeah. That's why I'm thinking about doing the Just Chatting channel. We can do paranormal themed topics and get more into depth in that. That would be fun. But this is Friday the 13th. And So like I said, there actually is a way to beat this game. I watched a video, several videos on YouTube on this. We did a live stream on this maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I don't know, and I was that close to freaking beating the game. But see, you have the children, 15 there. I think I just had to have one more encounter with him and I would have won. But I was down to my last children, and when you run out, that's when the game's over. And yeah, I was that freaking close. I was so close to beating this game. Oh, but anyways, we're not gonna obviously try to beat it because we're gonna be ending soon. We're at, where are we at? 2.5 hour mark just about. So wow. So this will be our last game. Kaio can attack. Oh my god, how many quotes are on there now? You got the Pop-Tart command, heck yeah. Shout out to Dad Racer too. He recently sent me a package of the it was the Girl Scout Samoa cookie Pop-Tarts. Oh my god, they are so delicious. Baked those in the toaster oven. I actually have one left. One package left of those, but very delicious. So thank you, Dad Racer. Really appreciate that. And just for upcoming channel news updates, I am participating again in my Retro Collective Discord Secret Santa, so that's underway. Again, another shout out to the awesome Mark, aka Dad Racer, for organizing that. And yeah, we did it last year. We're gonna do it again this year. I think I might. I was actually thinking so far in advance. I always done a Christmas Day release video or live stream. I think this year, I don't know if it's gonna be a live stream or a video, but either way, I think I'm gonna change it up this year, and I'm gonna do a Christmas Eve release. I've always done Christmas Day releases, but I think I'm just gonna change it up. We're gonna do a Christmas Eve release this year. Whether that's a live stream or video, don't know yet. I've done both, but we'll see. But either way, I think we're gonna go for a Christmas Eve one. Pending. That's not 100% for sure, but I gotta look at work schedule and all that stuff and see what happens. But that's a possibility that we'll do a Christmas Eve release. So, yeah. And yeah, so we'll be participating in a Secret Santa, and that's, like I said, getting underway. And so I'm looking very forward to that. Last year, I got that really awesome Hunger Games illustrated one, which, you know, there's another movie coming out. I want to say, I guess around the same time as the other ones, fall time of, wait, do I need to go in here? Fall time of, 2026. Honestly, I'm not getting my hopes up for it. I really wasn't that crazy about the last movie. Love the last book. This is the most recent book, based on the 50th Hunger Game, Hey Mitch's Games. It's an okay book. There we go. Wait, now was there a fireplace in here? I can't remember. We had to light them all. I forget why. Oh, there ain't one in here. But it was an okay book, but I just honestly, this controller really sucks. Like, I swear, I did not want to go back in there. I'm not looking that forward to the damn it, movie. What does that do again? I forget what... I think that unfreezes them. I totally forget what I'm even supposed to do. I know there's the caves in here, and technically you can actually beat the game without having to go into caves. I think you get, like, the, you get something extra. I forget what you get if you do that. Oh, this game's freaking me out. 3 years ago was my last Halloween stream. Are you freaking serious? Is that the one when I did this game? I can't remember. Well, let me finish with my last story though. So we're gonna. I still gotta get some food. It's 11 fucking o'clock. I gotta order some food soon. So, anyways, let me just finish up. We're gonna end things here. So I ain't gonna say any names, but I was really mad at this one person that was a boss of mine somewhere, and is always out to get me. Just, I don't know, looking for any excuse to fire me. I just really made my job a living hell. So I took this one particular day on a Monday, I said, as I was leaving work, I said, I hate you, so-and-so. I hope you go through the same living hell you put me through. And I said it 3 times. So angry. Anyways, that was on a Monday. Fast forward for the week, I was able to avoid this person. Then it was a big building. Then I had to see them. Until Friday when I had to get some papers for work-related documents for work off of this person. So I had to go to their office. Ugh. Go into their office, they're bawling their eyes out with another coworker. They turn and look at me. I'm like, is everything okay? They're like, what do you want? They just real nasty looking at me, just screams like, what do you want, Joe? These past few days have been a living hell for me. Literally said it just like that. That's exactly how I worded it when I said, I hope you go through the same living hell I went through. And they said it just like that. I don't know what happened to them. I didn't want to know. I said, okay, sorry. Turned around and left. I don't know what happened to that person, but that was weird. I think if you really concentrate with the mind, you never know. But yeah, that's bad juju. I don't mess with that anymore because it's just putting out bad vibes out there. But yeah, that's my story, and I'm telling you, I think I actually cursed someone. Here's my Halloween story, so yeah, freaky shit. Who knows? Maybe it's a coincidence they worded it just like that, but I don't know. So, those are some of my Halloween stories. And I can't believe it's been 3 years since I did a Halloween live stream. That's insane. How do I get out of here? I don't even know where I'm going. There's a Nintendo Switch game in Fernax. There's a Halloween DLC. I know I wanted to do a live stream in that. I don't know if I ever got to that one. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I'm like stuck in the forest now. Oh. I can't believe I came so close to beating. There we go. This game. I know the best weapon, I think, is, I believe it's the torch. Right? Yeah. I think, yeah, the torch is the weapon you want to get. And you have to defeat Jason 3 times to beat the game. Something like that. It's been so long since I played this. I think you get the battle axe in the forest, but you really don't have to have that. I don't know. I guess if you wanted to complete the game, but it's dark in here. Yeah, nothing. Wait. There we go. There we go. Oh, man. You're number 1. Nice. So, I think we're going to end things there, though. My throat's already hurting from talking so much. I'm going to get some food somewhere. Oh, shit. Now I'm breaking stuff. I just broke my mask. So, hope you enjoy the Halloween costume. And, got our Skype, too. I didn't put the black gloves on. I am going to continue being lazy for the rest of my vacation. I went to a hockey game on Monday. My Penguins won 6-3 against the St. Louis Blues. That was pretty cool. Other than that, I've just been chilling, relaxing. And tomorrow, I'm going to either pass out candy, maybe go trick-or-treating. Why not? I want some damn candy. And gonna watch my original Night of the Living Dead. I watch that every year on Halloween. Watch some other classic horror movies. And yeah. So I don't know when I'm streaming again next. We'll see. Bootastic back. Part 2. Bootastic Halloween. Awesome. Well, I can't believe it's 3 years though since I did my last Halloween one. That's insane. That is crazy. But yep, so that's gonna do it. We are at the 2 hour and 38 minute mark. Not bad. 0 drop frames, that's good. Alright, cool. So we got to play some Halloween themed Nintendo games. And let me just go transfer to this screen. Alright. Cool. Let me make, I made that really small before, just being silly. Alright though, that's gonna do it for our Halloween live stream. Happy Halloween everyone. It'll be Halloween officially where I'm at in 51 minutes. It'll officially be Halloween. So anyways, have a great one. Look out for some ghosts. Don't eat too much candy. I know I will be. And egg. What about eggs? And sometimes the house will get egged on Devil's Night. Yeah, I gotta watch out for the... Oh, you're trying to type GG, but you accidentally typed egg. You know, that could be a sign there. I might get an egg thrown at my vehicle. I never even shared that story, how I got egged one night on Devil's Night. Yeah. Not my house, me. I got egged on Devil's Night. Years ago, my sister was walking the dog. I hear her yelling at someone in a vehicle up on the top of the street a couple houses away. And I hear this commotion. I run up to see what's going on, and the car's driving away, and they threw an egg and it cracked right on my chest. I got egged on Devil's Night. Oh my god. Yeah. Crazy. You're gonna have such a bellyache. I know. It's all worth it. You gotta gorge on Halloween. Alright. So anyways, yeah. That's gonna do it. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And got some Halloween themed 8-bit games going. And hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked my skeleton mask. The defective light. Overpriced. Anyways, oh well, it is what it is. So, happy Halloween everyone. Take care. Happy gaming. May the odds be ever in your favor. Do 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 do.